Hello and welcome to my studio. My name is Ido Agassi and today I will show you how to score boards as part of my Bookbinding Basics series. Scoring is made for very thick paper or for bookbinding board that you want to fold and you can't achieve it by creasing. Scoring dramatically weakens the bookbinding board, and that is why I recommend to use it only when you have to. So how do you make a nice score? Let me take a bookbinding board, my knife and ruler, and my weight, and I will show you. What you want is the score to give you the fold you need without distorting or bending. You want the clear and visible edge. That is why you run your knife between 2/3 to 3/4 inside the material, like this. As you can see, the score looks good and there are no inner layers in the board that breaks or tear. Let me put this aside, and what I want to do is make 3 samples. One I would cut too shallow, one that would be correct, and one that would be too deep, and then we can compare. Trying to explain how to cut it is very complicated because there are 3 main factors to take into consideration. One would be the sharpness of your knife. The second one would be the force that you apply while cutting. And the third one would be the grain direction of the material, because when you work against the grain direction, you need to go deeper than if you go with the grain. If you don't know what paper grain direction is, it's a very important thing to understand. I would link a video I made about the subject here and also in the description. So let me take the weight and ruler and we will start cutting the samples. Let me cut the first one. One shallow cut and another one. The second one, I would use some more force inside and go twice. 1 and 2. And the third one, I will use a lot of force and go 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Let me bring 2 weights here and we will see the results. One, as you can see, the material breaks, the layers are breaking. The second one folds nicely, this is the correct one. And this one folds very nicely, but it's hanging only on one layer, and this would be too weak. So we are aiming to score, as I said, 2/3 to 3/4 of the material. So how do you apply it to your work? I must say that when I'm working and constructing boxes, I rarely use scoring, because when I'm working, what I'm doing is I'm cutting the material all the way and then I'm just connecting it one on top of the other. It's much more strong and the edges are 90 degrees. But I do use it. For instance, when I made the video about the octagonal box, I made 8 faces with scoring. I would link the video here so you can see the full video. But it doesn't matter that I'm not using it so much, because I know how to do it, and so do you. You have it in your tool set and you can use it and apply it whenever you need. That is what I'm aiming here in this Bookbinding Basics series, to give you the tools for the basic and fundamental procedures to create your own work and art. So let me put this aside and let me show you how you can implement scoring in your work. Let's say I want to construct a box. Let me take a piece of board. I'll take my knife and ruler and a weight, and I'm going to cut all around the thickness of my ruler. It's about 2.3 millimeters. So let me cut here, 1 and 2. I'll cut it here, 1 and 2. Let me do the short side. 1 and 2. And this side. And now let's fold it. I'll fold this one and fold this one. It looks nice, the scoring here. And I'll fold this one. Great. Now what I'm going to do is at the corners here, at the edge, I will cut on the short side all the way. Let me flip it over and cut this one. Cut this one also. And let me cut this. Now the long sides are disconnected from the short side. Now look what I'm doing. I'm holding the material and just peeling all the layers until the layer that is still on it. Let me do it here also. And here. And here. We move this aside. Now what I'm going to do is cut with a bit of an angle on each side so it won't touch the bottom while gluing. Now I'll bring a couple of weights to give me a 90-degree angle to the long side. I'll move it like this. I'll bring the glue. I'll put some glue here and here. Bring another weight, lift it until I have 90 degrees here, and then connect it inside, making sure it is 90 degrees. Let me flip it over to this side. I'll move the weights so I'll have a place to move. Now I'll glue the short side here and here. Lift it. And glue one side and glue the other side. The next stage would be to cover the hinges, lining on the inside and cover the outside, but I think I would go into that in a separate lesson. I would love to hear about your experience with scoring, so write to me in the comments below. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps tremendously, and also it encourages me to make more content for you. Thank you for being here and for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.